Hey guys, it's 21 Maxi here and welcome to another episode of the network save between me and Let's Play with SirHC, Orlando City versus New York City FC. You join us here as we're just about to take on Seattle, but before we do that we're just going to go through a couple of things. A lot has happened since the last video, a couple of fixtures, a couple of new arrivals, and of course, as you've seen with the video that's just come out in the midweek there, the All-Star game that I somehow managed to take charge of. So the fixtures that played just before we get into this game, we joined us the last time where we had the defeat by Toronto FC. We took on Real Salt Lake in the quarterfinal of the US Cup. We trailed very early through Benji Lopez. We somehow managed to score 90 plus 3 minutes thanks to a Mario Gomez screamer. Almez Garcia made it 2-1 straight into the start of extra time before Charlie Davis, 2 minutes into the second period, made it 2-2. Somehow, if I just click on the game, we scraped through on penalties. You can see here it was goals from Gomez, Duval, Salgado. I'm assuming it was Koval as well, and Charlie Davis, since they were still in the team there. And it was Birmingham that missed for us. Meanwhile, it was Garcia and Mulholland that missed for Real Salt Lake, but we get very, very lucky there, and a good 5-4 victory over them. Next up was a trip to FC Dallas. We took the lead through Darren Mattox. Looks like we're going to close out the game before Kellen Acosta scored an absolute screamer from about 20-25 yards. That literally was just unstoppable. They fully deserved the point. They probably should have won the game. We were very lucky, but at the end of the day, a draw is probably a fair result. After this, we took on the Philadelphia Union. A goal early doors from Sam Cronin gave Union the win. Again, they fully deserved the points. We were quite poor, and with the amount of injuries we had, we're just kind of hoping to get to our new players coming in. As I say, they came in against Houston. I'll just show you the score there. It was a 1-0 win thanks to Sean Franklin, the former LA Galaxy and DC United right back who scored the goal. It was a great victory there. But as you'll soon see as I go to the transfers, obviously we've brought in a few players now. We had the arrival of Jason Holt from Hearts as an international player. He looks like he could be a decent recapture. He's a player I've had previous experience with on Football Manager. He's one of those players I think if we can develop him right, we can certainly make a good bit of money on him, and hopefully that will allow us to get a better designated player in the future. But Jason Holt was a good capture, can obviously rotate with Kaka as well. Billy Mackay is in as a designated player. He's our second senior designated player. No matter what level you're at, Billy Mackay will score goals. He's just a great natural poacher, and we're hoping that he can get us a couple of goals. We had also agreed a deal to bring in Graham Shinney. Unfortunately, that would have put us over 3 non-young, I think it's pronounced, designated players. So if we were to get a third designated player, they have to be under 21, and so far we've struggled to do that. But aside from that, not having a designated player for a third person means we've been able to bring in James Vincent as well from Inverness as an international player. Again, I've had James Vincent before. I had him at Motherwell in last year's FM, and he was very good in the trequartista position. So again, we'll bring him in, we'll develop him, and maybe sell him on in 2 years' time, but hopefully he should be a good asset, and £2,100 a week. I think he's value for money, definitely. We also brought in Sean Franklin, as I said. I'd seen him in the MLS a couple of years ago playing for the LA Galaxy. It gave us another option in defence. I know we're not really short of right backs, but I know what he's capable of. I know he's very good, and the fact that he got an 8.0 in that goal in his debut, pretty happy with him coming in. And last but not least, we needed a left back, so we managed to bring in Lance Lang, Jamaican, pretty basic wage, only £575 a week, but he's got caps for Jamaica. He's not great, he's not poor, he's pretty average in every aspect, but it's another number and it allows us a bit of rotation. But he's got good experience playing down the leagues in America. He's played for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers and played up in Canada for FC Edmonton, but he's good experience in North America. I'm hoping he'll be a good asset to the club. And as I say, before we get in this game against Seattle, which is going to be a pretty difficult task, we're sitting in 4th place in the conference at the moment. We're 4 points behind Toronto and Montreal. There's 34 games, so it's about between 10 and 12 games to go, depending on what team you are. I think we might just struggle to keep up with them. It's vital that we try and stay in this 4th position. It's going to really have been a battle between us, Chris's New York City FC, and I wouldn't rule out at this moment in time New York City and Chicago, but we can never tell with the games in hand and teams in form that the likes of Chicago and New England may mount a late challenge. So this is us. We're about to take on Seattle, who've had a poor run of form recently. They were dominating the West, but have slowly fallen away. They're only 3 points behind us in the supporter shield. As you can see there, they're sitting down in 10th, we're up in 8th. So a win for them could actually see them leapfrog us in the supporter shield. So this is a preview, guys. I hope these are anticipating a good win here. As I say, with being home advantage, I'm hoping these boys can do us justice. And here we go, we're now about to take on the Seattle Sounders. So here we go, guys, we're about to take on the Seattle Sounders. It put us as firm favourites, 4-6 on, as we've got to take them on here. Thankfully, the likes of Clint Dempsey, Obafemi Mertens and Marco Papa are missing, so I'm quite confident there. We're playing an interesting 4-2-3-1 formation. I'm not familiar with a lot of the team, you know, just Jimmy Traore, Manuel Pogatetz and Gonzalo Pineda, so that'll be interesting. I say the 3 big names missing gives us a bit of faith. We'll start with Krale in goals. We've got Lang, Park, Lin and Franklin at the back. Rusyn will cover in the half-back position instead of Okoku. Koval and Holt in the playmaker roles. Kaká behind the strikers, which will be Charlie Davis and Billy Mackay. We've got McMath, Darren Mattox, Barnes, James Vincent, Bradley Phillips, Chris Duval and Mario Gomez on the bench. So hopefully the boys can be positive. We'll just have Chris Way do our team instructions, and hopefully the boys can get out here, impress me, make a difference, be calm, be relaxed, be positive, and hopefully get us the 3 points that we deserve and hopefully push us further up the table. So let's crack on. I think that's a decent enough speed of the game. It's a good wide pitch here in Florida, so we kind of hope that we can use that to our advantage. I know we play very narrow, but it's to give the likes of Franklin and Lang the whole chance to bomb forward. Ball in from Lang, we'll hopefully come back out to him. Not he's decided to run away from it. Good interception by Rusyn. I think with some of the Scottish players it'll maybe take time to bed in as they just get used to our system. And obviously fitness, you know, they haven't played for maybe 4 or 5 weeks. I think they had the 1 game in the last MLS game, but a couple of them kind of struggled near the end because obviously they've had the end of the Scottish season. It'll take them a little bit of time to catch up, but hopefully after a while they'll be fine. Let's see what Kaká does here, out to Sean Franklin. And there you go. I told you he scores goals all the time, no matter what level you put him at. Billy Mackay, 1-0, great start, 4 shots to their none. And that's the kind of impact we want Billy Mackay to have at this club. Let's see what we've got now. Win, hopefully back out to Kaká. JJ Koval out to Lang. Jason Holt, Charlie Davis, and it's 2-0. And this is what I'm happy about. Our strikers are scoring goals. We've got competition for places. We'll still get Mattox, Gomez, and Bradley Phillips on the bench, but our 2 strikers have taken their opportunities so far. And the fact we've limited Seattle to very little chances is good as well. Let's see what happens here. Sean Franklin again, Jason Holt to Kaká. I'm hoping that hopefully Kaká can teach Jason Holt a lot of things because the potential Jason Holt can get to is a pretty decent level. And Franklin plays it in, and it's Davis again. The boy that couldn't score for Chris's New York City side has banged in his 10th goal already since joining us. And Chris's team lead 1-0 through Eder Rodriguez, his young new gen he drafted in. So it looks like it could be a pretty good day for both of us. Kaká with a free kick and just away by Emmanuel Pogatetz, but very good positive football. I can only say that I'm more than delighted with this performance so far. I mean, we were unlucky the last time we played Seattle. At the end of the day, the quality of Clint Dempsey shone through, but Parsons pulled one back. That's pretty poor defending. But the fact 3-1 lead at half time, I'm more than happy with that. It's quite comfortable. I think we can take off Kaká as well. Just going to say to the boys at half time, just very good, keep it up. Most people will react to that. So the only small tweaks will just be go in control just to try and see out the game, don't use up too much energy. Vincent will come in, but he'll play in the more deeper role. Let Hope play behind the strikers. We'll see how that goes for now. We'll look at the fitness issues, we'll see how fit our wing backs are, or if I'll need to be somebody else, but I more than likely want to bring on the likes of Darren Mattox. That doesn't help, so it's going to be Duval playing at left wing back, which doesn't help our crisis at left back, but at the end of the day, you know, it's still competition for places. Duval's done okay when he's covered in that position, and hopefully he can carry on that kind of form. Let's see if we can maybe get a 4. Just to completely see this game out. Duval in, Billy Mackay's unlucky. Will do on his weaker foot. Unfortunately, just gets put out of play, and that chance comes to a hole. I think it's going to be a pretty dull second half. You know, it's just a case of seeing out the game. And due to our midfield options, it's going to be Jason Holt coming off due to fitness levels. He'll be replaced by Mario Gomez. I'll just say to him, just you relax, son, and just help us see out the game. Get 3 points. They've brought on Akpam for Jimmy Traore. But it is one of the games we're just going to see the game out. And it's going to be a good 3 points to come back to Florida. To stay in Florida. Yeah, there's no way they're going to score 2 goals in 40 seconds. It's just a case of letting them retain the ball. Us taking the 3 points here. Looking at the stats, it's a lot of stuff to be happy with. 17 shots to their 5, 6 on target to their 2, 2 clear cut chances to their 1, and just edging possession. But you know, we've been brutal in front of goal. The boys have been clinical, and at the end of the day, that's all we can ask, is they be clinical and they put the ball in the back of the net. So a good victory there. Give us 3 points. We'll just say to the boys, well done, that was a good win for us. Continue the post-match analysis to say them through the stats, but that'll show you the league table there, up to 3rd place, ahead of Philly, which is good. And you know, it might just open up a late chance to push for the conference title. You know, we'll have to be good to beat Montreal and Toronto. Overall, I'm quite happy with that. So thank you for tuning in this video, guys. If you want to see how Chris did against Sporting Kansas City, there'll be a link in the description to his video and his channel. If you haven't already, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel, guys. It'll only push this further forward. It'll hopefully get FM more exposure, help the channel more exposure, and it's win-win for everybody. Hopefully, you know, if we can get FM as big as possible, that's the main thing. And until next time, this was 21 Maxwell. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.